Okay, hi, here we are, week 12 of the Artist's Way. We made it, y'all. Um, Congratulations, whatever capacity you have been on this journey on. Thank you for being here with me. I'm very excited to have the Artist's Way ticked off my list now. That's a thing that I've done. It felt a lot of things, but I'm really glad we've done it. So let's hop right into this last week. Morning pages, like what's going on there? Are you still doing them? Have you noticed anything about them? What are they like for you? And then also the artist date, like how are you making time to refill your own cup and to get creative and play every week? I hope that both of those things are tools that have helped you over these past couple months, and that they're things that you're able to incorporate into your everyday, regular routines, whatever those may look like to you. So, this last chapter was all about recovering a sense of faith. So, really, accumulation of all of the things that we've talked about before. So, part of faith is relinquishing control, right? Like saying, I don't know exactly how this is going to plan out. I'm not sure what's going to happen. I just have faith that I can do this thing, that this is going to work out. Fill in the blank. So, what does faith look like to you? What does faith feel like to you? A quote in here that I loved was from Joseph Campbell saying, follow your bliss and doors will open where there were no doors before. Anything is possible. Like, keep tapping back in. I think, one of the biggest things, and I'm sure that when this was written, Julia Cameron, I don't know how long inner child has been a term, but it probably wasn't as much 30 years ago. But really, that's it. Like, tap back into your inner child and your sense of wonder and your sense of possibility that anything can happen. And that's where the magic is. Like, embrace the mystery, embrace the unknown, turn off that logical brain of yours. It's beautiful and it does so many great things, but sometimes you can just put it away. Like, I literally sometimes will like picture myself like just taking my brain out of my head and like putting it on the table for a while. Sorry, I have a new dog friend staying with me right now who's needing lots of attention and belly rubs. So if you hear the tail wagging and hitting all the plants, that's what that is. So just like this sweet pup that you can't see, but she's just here in the moment, just trusting that she's gonna get what she needs and that she's loved and cared for. So how can you incorporate some more of that into your life, into your day? Take time to let your imagination wander. I think that was another thing that was a highlight. Like, don't take yourself too seriously. Most of the things that we're stressing ourselves out about every day are not that serious. So allow yourself the freedom to, even if you have big things going on, allow yourself the freedom to put a pin in them, right? Like, to just put them on pause and say, okay, I understand this is a thing I have, but just for this moment, just for this next 10 minutes, just for this hour, I'm going to allow myself the freedom and the ability to play and create and to use my imagination and to dream. It's what you're made for. You're made to create, right? Like, that's what we're here for. So I think those are all things that are really highlighted in this chapter, as well as this concept of escape velocity. So people talk about this as tests. I don't know if I'm super into that, but it's this thought that, like, you get so close to your thing and then something comes up and it's like, but aha, are you really gonna do that? Is this really gonna happen? Let's see if we can like throw you a curveball. I suppose it's just in how you tend to look at it, but I think the takeaway there, regardless of your perspective of tests, is to really nurture things in yourself before you go looking for outside validation or outside help. Really allow yourself the time and the space to grow your ideas and let them strengthen and let them really take root. So one thing that I'm learning as a home gardener is that, when we start our seeds inside, that's wonderful, but when it's time, we can't just take them out. We can't just take them out into the world and expect them to thrive because they've been growing inside. They haven't, even though I've got little fans on them, they've got grow lights, like they haven't been out in the elements, out in the hot sun, out in the rain, out in the wind. And so we can't just let them grow and take them out. We have to let them grow, and then when it's time, we gradually take them out, right? Like we start by taking them out for an hour a day, and we do this for a week or two, and it's called hardening off, but we do this so that they can acclimate to the outside world. And so I think there's a metaphor there for us as well with our own creative endeavors, is to, one, allow yourself that safe incubator to really nurture those seeds, to let them sprout, to let them grow some roots, and then when you're ready to share them with the world, then you can share them a little bit gradually, a little bit slowly. Like maybe start with some people that you really trust, that really want to see you succeed. So this doesn't have to be hello, speaking of inner children, this doesn't have to be the people that necessarily love you most, or family or closest friends, right? If they don't get what you're doing, and if their natural response is to be a wet blanket, as Julia says, or to criticize or find fault, or just kind of anything that's gonna take the wind out of your sails, you don't have to share it with them first, right? It might be someone that you don't know super well, but you just know that, I'm not asking you to go to people that are only going to tell you it's great and wonderful and there's nothing wrong with it. But I'm just saying, be careful who you share these things with when they're still just coming out of that dark womb ideation state, right? Give it to people that are going to really help you nurture and protect that little creative seed that you're growing. So that was it, really. It was a short chapter. I think it would be interesting for you to take a look back at where you were 12 weeks ago, kind of, maybe look back through those tasks if you have them all in one notebook. Just have a little flip through some of those spaces and notice where you've grown. Notice these things happen gradually over time, so just take a look and see if anything's changed for you. See, when you're thinking about creating now, when you're thinking about sharing your unique vision and gifts with the world, how does that feel to you now? Does it feel any different than it did when we started this journey? Check in with yourself, be kind to yourself, be kind to each other, right? We're all creating in some form or fashion, and how can we be constructive, and how can we help each other create and build upon those creations, and just make them even more magical and wonderful and meaningful. So I think that's it. Thanks for following this journey with me over here on the YouTubes. I'm always down to carry on the discussion, or to help, just be a witness to your journey along whatever it is that you're working on. I love doing this in group settings. If you know me at all, we love a group. I think there's something really powerful about doing the work in a group where we're able to hear multiple perspectives at once, right? And to get that breadth and that width of diversity, and just helps us get out of our own heads. But I love doing one-on-one stuff too. So if you need a really sacred container where you're able to be really, really vulnerable and really honest about what's going on and what you want, then I am down for that as well. It has been an honor. It has been a journey. It has been so many things, but I'm grateful that we got to do it together. And I hope to see you on the internet again really, really soon. Be well.